When most coaches and swimmers think pull buoys, they think training. And some coaches even say that pull buoys are terrible for developing skills because they act as a crutch. And while there may be some validity to that thought process, it's more about how the tool is used than the tool itself. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. While pull buoys can be used in ways that don't necessarily develop skills, when we understand what pull buoys can do, we understand the problems we're trying to solve, we can use pull buoys as effective tools to help swimmers improve. It's all about leveraging what pull buoys provide and taking advantage of that leverage to help swimmers improve their skills. Let's check it out. The first step is to understand the impact of the pull buoy. What actually happens when swimmers use a pull buoy? Well, the first thing is they're going to get improved flotation. How? Well, the legs sink naturally, the buoy floats naturally, so if you put the buoy in the legs, the hips are going to come up. And so whether that's good or bad, we know that that's happening. Swimmers will float more effectively. They'll be able to be in a better line at the surface of the water with a lot less effort when they use a pull buoy. Again, it is what it is, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what we're trying to accomplish. The other impact of the pull buoy is that if the pull buoy is held between the legs, it will limit the movement of the leg. The thighs can't move up and down, they can't move side to side, and if they do, that buoy is going to come out. And so again, it's not good or bad necessarily, but the pull buoy will limit thigh movement. And so we have two really big impacts, one better flotation, two restricted leg movement. And once we understand what the pull buoy does, then we can use it to solve skill development problems. So how can we leverage what a pull buoy does to help swimmers improve? First, we know that the pull buoy takes away the legs. And if swimmers are trying to move forward and they can't use the legs nearly as much, that's going to put more pressure on the arms. And depending on the activities we have swimmers do, we can emphasize more skill with the upper body, we can emphasize more fitness with the upper body, and in many cases, we can influence both at the same time. Another point of leverage is to have better execution of drills. So again, we know that the pull buoy can help swimmers float, and there are a lot of drills that we may have swimmers do that aren't done super fast, and the point is not to improve their body position. So if we put the pull buoy in, then swimmers don't have to worry about their body position. So instead of worrying about multiple skills, we can remove the impact of one of those skills, and now they can focus entirely on the intended skill. And so if we're trying to help them learn how to hold water with their upper body, we don't want them worrying about their legs sinking. Just have them put the pull buoy in, and they can keep the focus where it needs to be. Those are the two main areas that we can positively impact swimmers' skills, and those are two really, really big areas. Another area that requires a little bit more creativity is we can find ways to challenge specific strokes with the buoy. As an example, we can help swimmers figure out how to really get the feet involved, how to turn out the ankles effectively by having swimmers kick breaststroke with a buoy in between the knees. What happens there? They can't move their knees out, so in order to create any propulsion, they've got to be good at turning their feet out and still holding water. It's not so much about building a narrow kick, although if you really wanted to do that, you could use it for that purpose too. It's more about forcing swimmers to be really effective with their feet, and then when they take the buoy off, it's going to be that much easier to hold water when they kick breaststroke. Another example is to have swimmers perform underwater kicking with the buoy, and then they're going to have to work against the resistance of the buoy, and they're going to have to work that kick really, really well. So again, two examples where we're challenging swimmers in specific strokes using the buoy. In the first case, we're using its ability to restrict the legs, and in the second case, we're using the impact on the flotation of the legs. So what are some of the details of using a pull buoy? First, you can use it in any training context. Anytime you want to remove body position as a concern in any sort of drill, in any sort of training context, throw in the buoy. If you want to develop the upper body, you want to develop the arms, whether that's skill, fitness, or both, again, in any training context, whether that's racing, sprinting, or endurance work, the buoy can be really useful. You can place the buoy in different positions, and that's going to have a slightly different effect. If the buoy's at the ankles compared to the thigh, that's going to have a different effect on their flotation. If you put the buoy at the ankle versus the thigh, it's also going to limit their leg movement in different ways. And so you can adjust where the buoy is, and that will have a slightly different impact on what swimmers are experiencing. Of course, you can use a buoy with any other skill development strategy, resistance, other training aids, hand postures. It's all going to make those more effective when your goal is to target the upper body or to remove the need to worry about flotation. And of course, when your swimmers are using buoys, always keep track of performance as well. Give them goals, stroke count, speed, stroke rate in order to get them to learn and so they get feedback about whether what they're doing is actually working. So the goal here is to help swimmers learn better rotational timing. We're not that worried about their body position. We want to keep it simple. We also don't want to worry about the leg timing at first. So we're going to throw the buoy in. They're going to go 425s underwater recovery. That really helps them lock in the rotation timing. They're going to add a buoy with that. They're going to descend 1 to 4 to solid. Then they're going to go 50 freestyle with a buoy again. It's smooth, just focusing on the timing, not worrying about the body position, not worrying about the legs. Then they're going to do another 50 freestyle, take the buoy out. Now it's smooth. And we'll repeat that same basic pattern, except the second time they're doing the drills, it's going to be over under freestyle, but they're going to go left arm over the water. And then the third time, it's going to be over under freestyle again, but it's going to be right arm over the water. So we're using the buoy to remove the influence of body position on their learning. So especially with younger swimmers that aren't that great at managing their body position, this can be a really effective way to help them learn rotation timing without that concern. And then of course, once they get a better handle on the rotation timing, then they can start performing similar activities without the buoy. And so we even start that process here, but with those 50 freestyles without the buoy, so they get a taste of trying to put it all together. This set here is more about helping swimmers figure out how to really use their ankles, really set up the kick without having to let the knees drift out really far. So they're going to go 650s breaststroke kick with a board. They're going to take fewer kicks in pairs, 1 to 3. And so the odds are with a buoy. So they're going to be tight here and they've got to be set up their feet well. And the evens are without a buoy. And so hopefully they can take fewer kicks on the evens because they have access to the full kick. Then they're going 450s breaststroke, 25 smooth, 25 strong. Odds are with a buoy. Evens are without a buoy. So now they're adding that kick into regular breaststroke swimming. We're going to repeat that same basic process 2 more times. The second round through on the 650s, they're going to descend 1 to 3 in pairs, but they have to go the same kick count. And then the last set of 650s, they're going to descend 1 to 3 in pairs. There's no kick count restriction. And on the second set of 450s, it's 25 strong, 25 smooth. And then the last set of 450s, it's 2 solid, 2 strong. So we're using the buoy to place specific stress on a certain area of their kick. We're helping them learn how to get the feet turned out better, how to hold water with the feet without having to let the knees slide out. And then when they let the knees come out normally, they're going to be able to hold water a lot more effectively. And so here, strategically using a pool buoy for a specific skill. In this last set here, we're going to target some upper body fitness and upper body skill in backstroke. 475s with a buoy, the odds, they're going to take 1 less stroke per 25, so maybe it's 15, 14, 13, and the evens are fast, but they have to take the same stroke count each 25. That stroke count can be whatever they want, but they got to go the same each 25. So whatever it is, 15, 15, 15, it can't be 15, 16, 17. Then they're going 350s backstroke, minimize stroke count and time, and so on the 475s and the 350s, we're asking them to create efficiency and speed, and because they can't use the legs, they have to make that all happen with the upper body. So they have to have the skill to make it happen, and they're going to develop the fitness to make that happen at the same time. Then they're going to go a 450 with a buoy, no stroke count restriction this time. They need to go faster, and then they're going 1 more 50 backstroke, go even faster, but they're taking the buoy off. So we'll repeat that same basic pattern 2 more times, except each time what they're doing is going to be a little bit different. So 475s on the second round, they're going to descend 1 to 4 to fast at the same stroke count. They can pick their stroke count, but the last one has to be as fast as possible at that stroke count. Then they're going 450s with the buoy again, best average. Again, they can go whatever stroke count they want, but both 25s have to be the same. So if they go 15 on the first 25, it's got to be 15 on the second 25. Then they're going 50 backstroke without the buoy. They got to go faster than the last 50 of the first round. Then they're going 475s backstroke, odds fast, evens as few strokes as possible. Then they're going right into 450s backstroke with a buoy. Again, best average. Now there's no stroke count restriction. It should be better than the previous round. 1 more 50 backstroke, fastest of the day. So we're challenging their skills with the stroke counts, and we're challenging their skills by using a buoy. And because most of the work is going to be done with the upper body and not the legs, we're going to help them develop the fitness to sustain their skills. If you want to learn more about how to use a pool buoy to help swimmers improve, check out the video below.